What would you do if you discovered the doctor saving your life is the baby you rescued from flames 20 years ago? This is the true story of Rafael Santos, a 45-year-old firefighter from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. But our story begins 20 years earlier, on a cold December night in 2004, when Rafael was only 25 years old and just starting his firefighting career. Five-story residential building in downtown, completely uncontrolled electrical fire, desperate residents screaming from windows, dense black smoke swallowing everything around. Rafael and his rescue team arrived at the scene in just 3 minutes after the call. But the violent fire had already taken 3 entire floors of the building. The heat was absolutely unbearable, even meters away from the structure. Then Rafael heard something that would change his life forever. A weak, desperate cry coming from the 3rd floor, barely audible over the deafening roar of the flames. A baby, alone, completely trapped. His commander shouted with full force, "Don't go in, it's collapsing. The structure won't hold." But Rafael couldn't stop hearing that innocent cry echoing in his mind. He made the decision. He ran inside, stairs completely covered in intense fire, toxic smoke burning his lungs through the protective mask, temperature reaching 400 degrees Celsius, wood exploding violently around him with cracks. 3rd floor, apartment number 302. The wooden door was locked from inside. Rafael kicked with all his strength and determination. Once, twice, 3 times. The door finally gave way and opened. And there she was, alone in the world. A 6-month-old baby, abandoned in the crib, crying desperately, covered in black soot, but still alive and breathing. Rafael picked her up with all possible care, wrapped her completely in his firefighter protective jacket, and ran back down the burning stairs without looking back. The exact moment he left the burning apartment, the entire ceiling collapsed violently behind him. 2 more seconds of hesitation, and both would have died crushed. Rafael emerged from the building, staggering with the baby wrapped in his arms. Paramedics immediately rushed to meet him. The baby was breathing with difficulty but alive. She miraculously survived without any serious or permanent injuries. The baby's parents were working night shifts that terrible night. The grandmother watching her had stepped out for only 5 minutes to buy medicine. 5 damn minutes that almost cost everything. Rafael visited the recovered baby at the hospital 2 days after the rescue. She was fine, sleeping peacefully in her hospital crib. For privacy reasons, he never officially knew her name. 20 long years passed since that fateful night. Rafael continued his dedicated career saving lives every day. 347 rescues in dangerous fires. 89 people directly saved by his own hands. An anonymous hero of society. Until March 2024, during a particularly intense rescue, Rafael suffered a sudden, severe heart attack, chest pain, shortness of breath. He was rushed to State Hospital. The on-call cardiologist that night was Dr. Lívia Costa, only 20 years old, recently graduated, facing her first major case alone without supervision. Lívia entered the emergency room and saw the critical patient, firefighter, uniform, 45 years old. And something deep in her stopped completely. She had a unique, unmistakable star-shaped birthmark on her neck. She looked at Rafael's detailed medical record. She asked with voice trembling with emotion, "Were you in a dramatic rescue in December 2004? 5-story building downtown? 6-month-old baby alone?" Rafael, even with intense chest pain, answered with difficulty, "Yes, apartment 302. I remember perfectly it was a defenseless baby. She had a bright star-shaped birthmark on her neck." Lívia put her trembling hand on her own neck, showing the exact same birthmark, and said, crying copiously, "I am that baby you saved." Rafael began to cry uncontrollably. Even with the heart attack, even with the excruciating pain, he cried with pure emotion. The defenseless baby he saved 20 years ago was now there, saving his life. Lívia performed the emergency procedure with absolute perfection: emergency cardiac catheterization, stent placement, complete stabilization of vital signs. Rafael survived without any permanent complications. When Rafael finally woke from deep sedation, Lívia was sitting beside him holding his hand. She showed an old yellowed photo of her as a baby in his arms, exactly 20 years ago. Rafael held the photo with trembling, emotional hands. He said with choked voice, "I saved you so you could grow up and save me back now. This is not simple coincidence of fate." Lívia told him her parents always spoke about the brave anonymous firefighter who saved her from the flames. She decided to become a doctor because of him, to give back that heroic act. Today, Rafael and Lívia are like real father and daughter. He proudly attends all her graduations and professional achievements. She regularly visits the fire department to inspire and motivate new recruits. Rafael is still an active, dedicated firefighter at the same department. Lívia is one of Rio de Janeiro's most promising and talented cardiologists. Both save precious lives every day in their professions. Rafael says with pride, "You never know the profound impact one action can have on the future. That defenseless baby grew up, became a brilliant doctor, and saved my life 20 years later." This is pure destiny. If this story deeply touched you, leave a like, subscribe, and share with others. Tell us in comments, do you believe in destiny?